Now in part 2, I will show you an important reaction which can synthesize alcohol, and mainly at the terminal position. It brings the OH group to the terminal position. This is the hydroboration oxidation of alkenes. It is a very famous reaction, and this reaction brought to its inventor Nobel Prize in the year 1979. Now first I will start with a very simple alkene, or the simplest alkene, that is ethene. Actually, this is a two-step hydration reaction. In first step, we will use this boron tetrahydrofuran complex, and after completion of this reaction with alkene, we will apply hydrogen peroxide in alkaline medium. So this is a two-step hydration reaction where the alkene will be converted to alcohol. So here it is CH2 bond CH2. Now hydration means one H and one OH group will enter into this molecule. So it will be CH3 and here it will be OH. So we can synthesize alcohol using this reaction. Now what is this BH3-THF complex? You know this is furan. It is an aromatic compound. Now, if we reduce these two hydrogens, these two double bonds, we will get tetrahydrofuran. So this THF is actually this. So to reduce one pi bond, you need two hydrogens. To reduce two pi bonds, you need four hydrogens. So this is tetrahydrofuran. Now when this is brought in contact with BH3, you see BH3 actually remain in the diboron structure. It is a 3-center 2-electron bond called the banana bond, and when it comes in contact with this THF, we get this coordinate complex. This is because boron has 5 electrons in total. So 5 plus 3, it will be 8. You can see the electronic configuration of boron. So it has 5 electrons in total and it has 3 electrons in the valence shell. Now in BH3, boron will be there will be excited boron. So this paired electron will get unpaired, and we have 3 electrons from hydrogen atom. So in total there will be 5 plus 3 equal to 8 electrons. Now this orbital remain vacant in this compound. So BH3 is an electron deficient compound as it is 2 electrons away from the nearest inert gas. So it has an incomplete octet, and for this it acts as the Lewis acid and it forms an adduct with this THF. Now this complex is commercially available. You may directly use it after buying it from the seller. Now what about when we apply this process to an asymmetric alkene? That is our interest. So if we apply it, so we need this to write the mechanism, so better we write it here. So reaction 2, we start with the simplest asymmetric alkene, which is propene. Now see what happens. So to have this, we will deal with the mechanism. We have two options, like in part 1, where the H plus could get attached to the terminal carbon or to the carbon having more substitution or the less number of hydrogen atom. Here will also we have two options. Now this will lead to the transition state looking like now see, in transition state, all the bonds that break and all the bonds that form are symbolized by these dotted lines. And owing to the Lewis acidity of this boron, there will be del minus here and there will be a partial negative positive charge at this carbon atom. Now there is another option. This is one option, and another option is so it will give the transition state looking like now the bonds that will break and the bonds that will form must be indicated by dotted line in the transition state. Now here also we have a partial negative charge on the boron atom and a partial positive charge on the carbon atom. Now we have to judge which one is more stable. These two are unstable, but we must have a comparison and we have to determine the more stable transition state. Since the more stable transition state will be associated with a less activation energy. This is the more stable transition state, this is the unstable transition state. So less activation energy means there will be more rate of reaction and we will have a major product corresponding to this stable transition state. Now see, here we have this del plus, that is the partial positive charge, to be neutralized by the plus I effect of this adjacent methyl group, but it is not getting neutralized by any adjacent group, since there is no adjacent group here, no methyl group here, there is no groups attached to this carbon with plus I effect. Again you see, here it is a provision for steric repulsion between these two bulky groups. So here you have the electronic stability as well as the steric stability. So both the steric factor and the electronic factor is supporting the stability of this transition state. So it will pass through this transition state and not through this. This will lead to a higher activation energy. So what we will have is this CH3, CH2, CH2, BH2. Now again this boron atom becomes electron deficient. So it is possible for this reaction to repeat in this product. So if we apply here two more equivalents of propene, we will finally get tri 1-propyl boron. See, in the first case, one hydrogen is being replaced by this one propyl group. So if we repeat this process twice, we will get this trialkyl boron. Now we are symbolizing this as R3b just to make our life simple, where R is the one propyl group. So this is the first step. In first step, what we have? We have the reaction between the alkene and the boron, and it is giving us trialkyl boron. And in the second step, it will react with H2 to NaOH. Now H2 and NaOH will first react. This is a dibasic acid, and when it reacts with a base, this NaOH, we will have a nucleophile here. Now this hydroperoxide ion will react with this trialkyl boron, since this is electron deficient. So we will have this intermediate. Now, so we have R3b here, and this O minus is attacking at this electrophilic site. So we have a minus here. Now it will get 5 plus 3 equals to 8, and lone pair from this oxygen atom. So it will be 8 plus 2 equal to 10. Now this molecule is able to attain the configuration of the electronic configuration of the nearest inert gas. This is the Lewis acid base adduct. Now there will be migration of this alkyl group to this oxygen atom, and this will leave the system. So we will have R2b, and it is OR plus OH minus. Now see, there are 2 more alkyl groups here. So if we allow 2 more equivalents of H2O to OH minus, the reaction will be repeated twice, and we will have this trialkyl borate, that is the inorganic ester. Also we will have 2 OH minus. So in total we will have 3 OH minus. Now again it is electron deficient, so this OH minus will attack here. So you have the structure. See, 3 OR groups, OR and OR, and 1 OH group. Now here it will be negative sign. Now this OR minus will leave the system to neutralize this molecule, and we will have this alkoxide ion. Now this alkoxide ion will deprotonate this molecule, and we will have one alcohol molecule. In this way alcohol is synthesized. Now there are two more groups, so, and also we have two more OH minus ions. So reaction with two more OH minus ions will give us finally this borate plus two more alcohol molecules. Now this will, upon workup, it will give boric acid H3BO3. So we have in total 3 moles of alcohol from 3 moles of propene. See, we have 3 moles of alcohol. Now remember, what was R? R was the 1-propyl group. So ROH will indicate 1-propanol. So we will have here 1-propanol as the major product. Now if you can remember the lecture part 1, where we have used, this is a revision of part 1, where we have used concentrated H2SO4 in the first step, and then we have boiled the intermediate with water. Then we got this one as the major product. Since we have H plus to get attached in this terminal position, so that there is the plus charge carbocation in this position, so it is a secondary carbocation. 2 degree carbocation is more stable than the primary carbocation, 1 degree carbocation. So we have this product. So that was the Markovnikov addition. Both are hydration, but you see here H plus first get attached to that carbon containing the double bond having more number of hydrogen atoms. So we have the OH group at the more substituted position. So here 2-propanol was the major product. This is the Markovnikov addition. But here we see, when this is hydrated using hydroboration oxidation, we have the H to get attached to the more substituted position having less number of hydrogen atom, and OH to the terminal position. So it is anti-Markovnikov addition. Now we'll start with this molecule. You can remember when we have used concentrated H2SO4 in the previous lecture, part 1, and later on boiled it with water. What we have obtained? We have obtained the tertiary butanol as the major product. That is H plus adheres here, and we have the 3 degree carbocation which is more stable, and OH to adhere. So this is also Markovnikov addition. But when we apply this hydroboration oxidation, we get the anti-Markovnikov product, that is the hydrogen adheres to this carbon having less number of hydrogen atoms, and OH gets adhered to this carbon having more number of hydrogen atoms. So this is anti-Markovnikov addition. Now what this reaction, this hydroboration oxidation of alkenes give us is the regioselectivity. So when we try to synthesize alcohol which is stereospecific, more stereospecific, then this reagent is of choice. So let us take an example. You are requested to solve such problems from any standard textbooks that has appeared in many competitive exams. Now when we take this molecule, this is 1-methyl cyclopentene. See, there are 5 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is cyclopentane. Now here it is a double bond, so it is cyclopentene, and in the first position we have a methyl group, so it is 1-methyl cyclopentene. Now when we apply this hydroboration oxidation reaction, what will happen? We have already learned that the addition is anti-Markovnikov, but another feature is that was not important in the previous problems 1 to 3 owing to their special characteristics of the structure, but here it will be important. Now you see, a double bond indicates that these 2 carbons are sp2, so it has a plane. Now a plane has 2 faces. Now this BH3 will adhere to this double bond from either one of the face, and it cannot cross. It will adhere to this molecule only through one face. So let us consider that the molecule adheres to the lower part of the plane. So it will look like see, here it is a hydrogen atom, and here we have a methyl group here. Now if it comes to the lower portion, then it will come out, it will come to above the plane. Now here we have this BH2. Now this will give us a del minus here and del plus here. Also we have another option, or here we have a methyl group, here we have a hydrogen atom, this one. Now we have to judge which one is stable. I have already told you that you have to consider both the steric factor and the electronic factor. See, here there is no steric hindrance since the bulky group and these 2 bulky groups are in the opposite side and much distant away from each other. And here you see the partial positive charge lies on a 3-degree carbon, so that there are 3 plus I effect and a lot of hyperconjugation which can stabilize this. Now here there will be steric repulsion between these 2 bulky groups, and also this partial positive charge is less stabilized since there is less plus I effect in this group. So this transition state is more stable than this one, so it will proceed through this transition state. Now after, there are 2 more hydrogen atoms, so that will also occur, and we see when it is treated with H2O NaOH, it will give us. We have seen that the position of the boron is actually the position of the alcohol. Since this whole alkyl group, this whole moiety migrates to the adjacent oxygen when it is treated with H2O NaOH. So we will have, from the mechanism of the previous problems, we will have here the methyl group, and so this is CH3, and we will have here the hydrogen atom from BH3, and here we will have hydrogen atom, and here we will have OH. Now we don't need to write the hydrogen atoms, so the structure will be This indicates methyl group and this is the product. So specifically this product is obtained. We have this product only. This is the methyl group and this is the OH group. Now what is the name of this compound? See, this is cyclopentanol. Since OH group gets the preference, so it is cyclopentanol. Now it is 1, so it will be 2. So it is 2-methyl cyclopentanol. Now you see, if we say only 2-methyl cyclopentanol, that may also indicate the structure may be like this one, but these two are different. So this will be trans and this is cis one, and we don't have cis product in this mechanism since the addition is from one side. So it is syn addition and it is anti-Markovnikov. So syn addition is giving us the trans configuration and this anti-Markovnikov is giving us the two different positions for the methyl and the OH group. Now you see, another enantiomer will also be generated equally. So this enantiomer is this one. Why this? Since we have considered the BH3 boron to attack from the lower side of the plane, it may also attack from the upper side of the plane with equal probability. So we will have 50% of these two enantiomers. See, these two are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. So we will have a decimic mixture here. So hydroboration oxidation not only gives you anti-Markovnikov hydration, it also gives you regioselectivity and the reaction is more stereospecific. So you have trans product and anti-Markovnikov addition. Now if you perform this oxidation on alkynes, what will give you? What will it give you? See, this is another topic, so I say this is reaction 1. So we take the simplest, no, this is not the simplest. Propyne, we start with propyne. Now, when we treat it with BH3THA, it will give us, now again, the boron will come here and the hydrogen will come here. Since del plus is more stable at this position, so we will have this product. Now when it will be treated with H2O2 OH minus, it will give us CH3 bond CH, double bond CH bond OH. Here we will have OH at the position of boron. Now see, this is enol and it is unstable. So we will have a keto-enol tautomerization and we will get CH3 bond CH2 bond CH. So this is aldehyde. So upon hydroboration oxidation of alkynes, we end up with aldehydes. Now in part 3, I will discuss with another important reaction, that is oxymercuration demercuration.